good mark. Juggled it, held it, back into the middle, drop punt towards Ridley. He's the danger man as far as East Perth are concerned. At ground level now, it's knocked forward. This is Egan. Guard, lost his footing, tackled by Swan. Umpire says play on. Now Pios dragged down, ball underneath him, and it'll be a bounce 60 metres out from the Claremont goal. Gee, attacking the Subiaco end.
They're just not playing holding the ball today.
Very hard to get a kick. 5.5 minutes played in the third quarter. Claremont desperately need a goal. Johnston gets the hand pass to McGovern. McGovern to Pike. Pike looks for the options. Ridley is the target. Just carries Ridley. First back will be Loving. He'll go to the boundary line surely. Hand passes hard to Silcock, and I think the intention was to get it off that player and over the line.
Gee, I think one of the things that Darryl Peniz has got to do is bring Matt Gauzy up to the full forward line. Scott Loving there with 15 possessions, because he's just not getting any crummers up there at all.
Johnston gets front position. White gets the ball down. Pike kicks it straight up in the air. No call from the umpire. There'll be a mark paid if it was taken, if it had been taken. Trovarello has a chance. Been relatively quiet this afternoon, but tied that up pretty well. Can't get the ball clear. And there'll be a bounce just outside 50 metres. Claremont in attack, but they're really being forced to work hard for their goals this afternoon. Interesting, in the second semi-final, they had 30 scoring shots to East Perth's 21 and got beaten. Warland was the player dragged down. And there will be another bounce in the same position. It's 55 metres out from the Claremont goal.
Just 9 free kicks to East Perth and 4 to Claremont in the first half.
White and Johnston. Johnston did pretty well. Lewis did superbly. Fends Pios off. Kicks it goal and puts it across the face. Was a good effort from Chris Lewis.
Deserved a goal.
2 of the Magnificent 7 from memory. The Teal Cup team from the mid-80s. Lewis, I think Pios was part of that, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
And Yul Brenner.
There's the kick in from Pios to the outer side of the ground. Jones in front, spoiled by Ferguson. McGovern with the crumbs. He's run a long way. Sends it off to Pike, who's cornered. Kicks hurriedly, gets good distance too. Johnston in front, missed what he needed to take. Brad Smith's on the ground, and he hits the post.
Unlucky.
Yes, Brad Smith come on to replace Nick Stone. It'll be interesting to see what Claremont are doing in the ruck here. Maybe Tim Johnston will go to the ruck. Brad Smith have a run around at centre-half forward.
15 points, leads are there. Lyle. They break across the half-back line. Barnard, Silcock in the pocket. He goes out very wide. Bit dangerous here. Johnston floats in and marks. Guard leads into the pocket. And Johnston going back. Well, he's a pretty good kick. Won't reach with that. Top of the square. Ridley's a chance. Barnard fists away. Smith just out of his reach. Faithful. Caught by Green. Dispossessed. Pushed out towards Trovarello. Fumbled. Comes to Ridley. Hooks on goal, but he's tugged it too far. Claremont now have stopped East Perth's run and are starting to mount some challenges, but they need to put a few goals on the board.
Yeah, so just stand and deliver a little bit, like that shot there from Todd Ridley.
Pios goes to Jones in the back pocket. He's put it out very wide, hoping that it goes out of bounds, and it will. There's no East Perth player within 30 metres. Tim Johnston, young player with a lot of ability. It'll be Egan, though, doing the ruck work for Claremont. With White. Egan wins the tap. Marshall. Quick kick. Carries Jones at the back. It's guard. With him was Pios, but together they force it over.
Yes, Egan, of course, is running with Jeff White now, and Stone has gone back and playing against Ryan Turnbull at centre-half forward. It was Mark Gale, the player, that came off.
Egan not conceding that much height to White. Uses his body. Even Stevens there. Pike ties up his opponent, and Sam Cronje will come in to bounce just outside the 50, with Claremont doing the attacking at this part of the third quarter, almost 10 minutes in.
I can't see Murillo out there either, Trevor.
Forward pocket.
Forward pocket, is he? Right. As Claremont try and bulldoze the ball forward. There he is on the bottom of the pack. Jamie Murillo, number 18. East Perth tying things up at the moment. Leading by 14 points. As the kick goes forward, will land in the pocket. Ridley tried to take the one-hander close to the line. Ridley no, he can't keep it in. Gee, it wasn't a bad snap. Didn't score, but it went very close. So the throw-in...
Ridley said he was being held.
...will be at left full forward. Roger Perry on Ridley.
Who's holding who there, Trev?
Oh, 50-50. The play on was the right call.
Yep. Throw-in is about 5 or 6 metres around from Claremont's left-hand behind post. Johnston and White. White wins the ball down, knocked away by Green. Pike with the snap-on goal. Oh, what a kick! What a kick from Don Pike. He started his career as a goal-kicking rover with the Tigers. He's made his name in the AFL as a midfielder, the tagger of note, but this was vintage Don Pike.
As the tap down comes from Jeff White, but Pike onto those scrums quickly, knew exactly where the goals were. This game has developed now into a situation where the experience of Pike and Lewis, 21 kicks, are the thing that can bring Claremont home in this game.
21 kicks, and most of them have gone to a teammate, or he's kicked a goal. It's through the traffic goes live, but the umpire's picked out a kick to go to Jeff White, back in the middle.
Gee, why would he let it go? The advantage there.
Looked to be a big advantage. He lays it off to Colbung. Drop punt down the corridor. Miller in front, spoilt by Gorsey. And the crumbs to Edwards. Feeds Marshall, now Pike. He couldn't control the hand pass, came to Lyle. Outside the 50, he wobbles it, a flower bag, punt up towards full forward. Punched away by the Tigers' defence, and a chance now for Ferguson to run it out. Upfield, he's got a lead from Johnston. He's in front of Jones. Jones the spoil, though, effectively. And a boundary throw-in. Joe Smith there, not playing for Claremont, of course.
In fact, 2 captains out of this team. Stephen Hooper is East Perth's captain. Didn't play all year, I don't think.
That's right.
Stone at the back, wins the tap over Turnbull that time, comes down to Pike, and he effectively puts it out of bounds again, about 25 metres upfield. Jones and Johnston. Jones missed the grand final with Swans, then West Perth, and now he's with East Perth. Can third time be lucky for him today? Egan rises high, beaten by White. Good tap to the side of the pack, but it's all Tigers. Edwards picks up, measures the hand pass to Stone, back to Edwards. They've lost 25 metres, and now a short kick finds Pike, almost on the point of the square. Into the middle for McGovern. Wraps it up, backward of the centre circle, but they're probing Claremont. They're looking for the cracks in the East Perth defence. And a little bit of East Fremantle football in this move, as Egan finally offloads a big drop punt. Johnston nudged Jones out of the way, but didn't take the mark. Underneath there, I think,
did the hard work, didn't he?
Well, he should have marked that. Tim Johnston.
Jones is underneath the pack. Kevin Worthington, a Claremont player in days gone by, and of course a Collingwood star. And there's the mark missed by Johnston. Bounce on the 50. Up he goes, wins the tap. Comes down towards Colbung, now Silcock, straight up in the air. You wouldn't want to be camped underneath that. Pios attempted to mark. Green pulls it across his body. Smith in front, going back into him. Perry could have given away the kick. Ridley, trying to go off the ground. Tries to keep it in now, but finally it's over the line and out of bounds. That should have been a goal.
Yes, I think he did the right thing trying to soccer it. It's like Sean Colbung's at the other end previously. The ball didn't sit for him.
Look at that, though.
It drifted to the left. You watch this. No, he just missed it.
But Smith should have got a free kick.
Boundary throw in. White thumps it to the side of the pack, and East Perth get it outside 50. Well played by Egan. He's on 50. Kick straight into Bond. Another chance now for Swan to clear for East Perth, and he gets it around the outer wing. The ball cleared both Egan and Turnbull. Across comes Edwards. He gets around Turnbull, kept it in cleverly. Here come Claremont again. The ball driven towards the half-forward line. Finishes up with Lewis. Feigns the hand pass. Here's Pike again. 55 metres out from goal. Don Pike thought about going to Ridley. He's undecided. He knows he's beyond his own kicking distance. Now he does go short. Shocking kick, but it gets to Ridley. He can't pick it up. I think he's very tired, but no one tackled him. Here's Brendan Green. He's got an awkward bounce to contend with too. Through the traffic. Hooks high to the goal square. Swan spoiling guard. Lewis crashes through. Hooks over the shoulder and kicks his third goal. Claremont will not lie down. Wow, that's a fantastic goal. Just give the score, Trevor. Claremont a 9-4, East Perth a 9-6. The Tigers are back to within 2 points.
Well, it's just the class of Lewis and Pike taking on this entire East Perth side. If they could pull off a victory here, it would be amazing. Pike was instrumental in this ball coming through, but look at Lewis, so determined to do well. Could be the last game he plays in Western Australia. Could be traded at the end of the season, who knows? Been a great stalwart of football. He wants to go out with a premiership.
What a grand final. Hope you're enjoying it on ABC television. Edwards used his body on Colbung. Gives it away to Trovarello, right centre wing. Drop punt to half forward. Silcock in the front, Murillo. He's off. And kicks it towards the square. Lewis in front. Faithful behind. They work it towards the boundary. Well done again, Chris Lewis. Still he goes. Pulled away from it by Jones. Should have got the free kick. Jones's kick's a beauty that finds Warland at half-back.
Warland on the left half-back flank for East Perth. There's an anxious East Perth bench. The kick from Warland goes down towards centre wing. McGovern up behind Loving. This is Edwards that missed McGovern with a hand pass. Gives Loving a chance. Well played, Scott Loving. Well smothered, Green. And the throw-in is on the left centre wing for the Royals.
The game's lifted intensity again. Scott Loving. The East Perth midfielders looking a bit tired.
Boundary throw in, left centre wing for East Perth. Brilliant tap. Claremont towards half forward. Lyle Lamarck.
Welcome to Subiaco Oval, to one of the great grand finals in the WAFL. East Perth lead by 2 points as they go forward again. Off the boot of Faithful, into the pocket. Little Miller with him, Corsi. Corsi beats him. With me in commentary, Wally Foreman and Trevor Sprigg. Johnny is on the boundary. This is an emotional, charged grand final. Swan kicks to the top of the square. Crow got a hand to it. Goes off hands for a behind. It's been fast, tough. There's been fights. And it really bubbled right over just before half-time. There was an all-in brawl. Quite a few players have been reported. And there's the difference in the scores. Trevor, it's been a crackerjack grand final.
One of the best games you've seen. Damien Hancock ready to come on. Lane Spencer gets Claremont forward.
Pios flies one hand. Now the pack develops close to the boundary as Brendan Green rushes it over. Todd Ridley's kicked 4 goals for Claremont. Lewis has kicked 3. Some of those have been magic as the big crowd looks on. And 3 goals to Chris Gerine. He also has kicked a magnificent snap goal.
Boundary throw in. John Egan there, taken by Green. Hurriedly to half forward for Claremont. Brad Smith tries to knock it on. Jones is over the ball, gets away with it. Down towards centre half forward. Turnbull charges at it, trapped it brilliantly. Hooks it towards half forward. Marshall in front was pulled high by Bond. And young Marshall takes the free kick on the half back line for Claremont. East Perth led at quarter time by 9 points. They led at half-time by 11 points. At one stage in this quarter, they were out by 17 points. The margin now is 3 points in favour of the Royals. The kick to half forward for Claremont. Knocked on by Guard. East Perth lead back to the ball. Silcock gets there first. Did he take it out? Yes, he did. Throw in is 55 metres around from the Claremont goal.
He didn't mind that.
East Perth playing in their first grand final since 1978. That was also their first premiership. Claremont playing in their first grand final since, playing in their last won a premiership in 93 is what I'm trying to tell you. There are 4 players from this team here this afternoon that played, or from that team playing here this afternoon. Scott Edwards, David Muir, Brendan Green and Chris Gerine, who is playing against his old team at full forward for East Perth. Lyle gets the ball towards centre wing. Bond went without it. Turnbull soccers it off the ground. Down towards left half forward for East Perth. Wheatley is on the ground. Gets the hand pass out in front of Miller. Gorsey's off after him. Miller from 40 metres has missed. The margin is 4 points.
Well, Rod Wheatley coming on for his first run as a renowned hard-running player, finds the spaces, and I think he's East Perth's trump card. Peter Miller there just about getting the dividend from Wheatley's first passage of play. Jeremy Crow came off. East Perth have gone smaller and gone for a run.
McGovern leads. Spencer works it out of the square, made about 35 metres, kicks out very wide, so he certainly cleared the danger zone out in front of Andrew Warland. Crowd about 30 to 32,000. Been a big day for the WAFL. They're loving it. Turnbull in front, Egan from behind. He's fought gallantly, Egan, against insurmountable odds. Ooh. And a little bit of spite there close to the boundary. Hancock and Trovarello getting mixed up. Trovarello appealing to the umpire. Here it is again. Oh. Little elbow into the kidney, into the rib cage. The kidneys are up there, you've got problems. Turnbull shovels it out. Warland, Trovarello did well, ran into his own teammate, then blindly hand passes upfield, coming down to meet at guard. Still guard in trouble. Got a high tackle from Hancock.
Gee, the determination of Jeremy Gard, the captain of Claremont, has been exemplary today.
Probing kick towards full forward. Ridley in the pack. Jones almost the mark. Smith, the quick hands to Green. Knocked away there by Barnard. Comes down to Smith again. He's pulled off the kick. And East Perth through Lyle. Get a hand pass to Turnbull. Great tackle, I think, by Johnston it was. It comes down to Perry. He shovels it out. They're still going at full pace here in this game. It's been like this from the start as Hancock goes into the middle to Barnard. Forward of the centre circle. Drop punt inside centre half forward. Up goes Gerine at the back with Spencer. Off hands little Matthew Gorsey. The little Wanganeen lookalike brings it away. Goes out wide and finds Don Pike. He's been brilliant today.
Good hand pass to Ferguson. Ferguson takes them on. Cuts towards the centre square and spears the ball towards full forward. Silcock a chance at ground level for East Perth. Silcock tracks it back into the pocket. Hooks back towards centre wing. East Perth are in the van here. That was a well-weighted kick. Barnard had the sun to contend with and puts it out of play. The umpire lets it go.
Ooh, he made 2 yards going his way then. That's what saved him.
Boundary throw-in is on the left centre wing for Claremont, outer side of the ground. East Perth kicking with the breeze in the third term. The margin at the moment is 4 points in favour of East Perth. Turnbull won a decisive ruck knock. Here's Scott Edwards. He's had a good game. Kicks into the centre. Trovarello, a good mark in front of Warland. Plays on quickly to Murillo. Murillo high towards half forward, but Faithful was the only player who went for the mark. Faithful about 40 metres out from the goal he's defending. Gets it to Pios. Pios looks long towards centre wing. I think he wanted the boundary. He won't get the boundary, or will he? The ball ran on. Claremont had the numbers. It was a well-weighted kick in the end. And there'll be a throw-in at left centre wing for East Perth. Members side of the ground. Phil Gilbert with just 2 possessions or 2 disposals this afternoon. Turnbull at the second attempt. Marshall a chance for Claremont. Murillo and Marshall get mixed up. Murillo brings the ball out of the pack. Pios and guard. Pios smothered it brilliantly. Recovers it, but Silcock's under pressure. He'll give it away with a hand pass. Brad Smith is in there for Claremont. He couldn't take it away cleanly. Swan does. He's caught. Gets rid of it. Gets it onto Warland. He loses it. Ferguson has it. Gets it to Trovarello. The pressure is unbelievable. And here he is, the Iceman. Chris Lewis puts it out in front of Murillo. The shepherd will come from Johnson. With him is Faithful. Murillo takes Jones on. Kicks to the square. Ridley at the back. Takes the mark. Oh, great build-up, Claremont. Great build-up, Claremont. And Chris Lewis was the player who was frigid in the crisis.
And that's a great mark from Todd Ridley. Always had to sit behind Roger Perry then.
Well, Ridley has kicked 4 goals. They moved him out of full forward in the second quarter.
Bit lucky with the angle here.
And that was when East Perth got on top of Claremont. A goal here will put the Tigers in front. Ridley has done just that. That's his 5th. Claremont 10-4. East Perth 9-8. And if I remember correctly, East Perth were held goalless in the third quarter of the second semi-final.
They were, and they've kicked 1 goal, 2 in this quarter, while Claremont have kicked 3-3. Just look at the perseverance of the players here. Trovarello and Lewis just kept on running, and they knew what he was going to do with the ball, getting it to Murillo, right half forward. And Murillo did very well too. Coming into the game now, his body strength showing. He placed that ball to perfection for Ridley.
But it's been one of about 30 passages of play today that we've seen in the best advertisement for WAFL football for many a long day. Turnbull rises high, wins the tap against Egan. Knocked up in the air then by Edwards. Coming to meet it Loving's gone a bit quiet. Kick almost smothered. Lands with Marshall. Quick hands. Trovarello fumbles. Colburn closing. Evaded nicely, but run down from behind by Hancock. Spills to Edwards. He pulls it inboard. Chance for guard. Good bounce. Favoured him nicely. Now he drop punts for Ridley. No mark. Play on, says Cronje. Run out of bounds by Roger Perry. And it's on again. Perry has right hooked Ridley into the fence. Stupid football by Roger Perry. That was ridiculous. That got his...
now Murillo's gone down in front of Silcock.
That got that guy's scarf twirling anyway. Now what's Ridley going to do here?
He's draws the line on the ground.
Yeah. This is his routine. It's working. He's kicked 5.
Well, he absolutely slaughtered Jerry McCrow, who's been banished to the trees. And now Ridley lines up for his 6th. This can invariably happen in grand finals. One player can emerge as a match winner. Drop punt on the way. Good kick, just offline. Cappuccino Kid says one behind. Ridley loses a bit more hair with worry. But that was silly football by Roger Perry. Why would he do that, Trev?
Well, he'd done the hard work and it was ridiculous. I don't know whether there's... On that, I think that was the reason. He thought that Ridley had run into his back.
Pios puts it back in. Perry and Edwards. Too far for both players.
Free kick.
And interference to Roger Perry. He'll take the free kick on the half-back flank. He looks a little bit worse for wear.
Roger Perry from left half-back. Kicks towards centre wing. White was the target. Stone did well to get in front. Claremont seemed to be winning the 50-50 balls on the ground at the moment. And that's allowed them to drive forward.
They've got White back at centre-half forward now and Turnbull on the ball. Haven't generated the same momentum with that situation.
No, White was what got them going in the second quarter, wasn't it? Or wasn't he?
Egan's
Chance
well.
for Pike. Hurriedly lands with Green. Things just running Claremont's way at the moment. He kicks to Trovarello at centre-half forward. It's a beautiful kick from Pike.
They're just running them around a bit.
Green, I'm sorry. And now he goes to Ridley. Why wouldn't you? Oh, it's Brad Smith, I'm sorry. Faithful couldn't trap it. Swan to Jones. He's caught by Ridley. That's a good tackle. Lewis, great bump. Kicks on goal, but it's all East Perth back here. They needed a score. Pios takes the mark at left full back.
Now the zone, he's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, he's got problems. Kicks for distance. Egan will fly from behind Turnbull. Good mark to the big fella.
That is a good mark. Ryan Turnbull, been a good player, and kicks up towards the wing. Hancock takes a good mark under pressure. And look at that. He's come up wearing a little bit of the liquid on the forehead. Bit of that spilt today. Out towards half forward. Guard held, I thought, by Barnard, but Colburn roving nicely. Torpedoes up towards Gerine. Into the pocket it goes. Gorsey will lead the race back. Whistle is sounded. No, Gorsey's got the kick, and the mark has been taken out there by Faithful.
With 75 metres, he'll have to kick this.
I think somebody must have had a whistle in the crowd.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Daryl Panizza coming down. I don't think he can kick a goal from out there, surely.
He's got the breeze at his back. He'll kick from 55.
Well, Tony Lockett kicked a fairly important point last night for Sydney.
That was Tony Lockett. This is Mark Faithful.
Yeah, I know. His groins are okay, though. No, he won't reach. He won't reach.
That's a point.
Yes.
They knocked it through.
They did, and no one stayed in the...
They didn't know the rule, clearly.
That is unbelievable.
Look, they're questioning with the umpire.
They thought once the ball hit the ground it was over, but that's not true.
The ball has got to stop in momentum.
That final kick behind the after the siren, the umpires again basically took the point off because it had been forced through after it hit the ground. So Claremont lead with 3 points.
Yes, thanks, John. We've just noticed the alteration to the scoreboard as play starts in the final quarter of the 1996 Grand Final It's Marshall who wasn't able to pick it up. Miller gets the kick forward for East Perth. The Tigers start this final term with a 3-point lead. Wheatley gets it on to Loving, and East Perth should be in front. They are. Great start to the final quarter by East Perth, and Scott Loving with his second has been Bill Thorne in Claremont's side this afternoon.
Well, he had a quiet third quarter like some of his teammates, Scott Loving, after something like 18 possessions in the first half. But Rod Wheatley, the player that's come on the ground fresh, was the player that got the ball forward here. Scrambled forward first by Peter Miller. Lucky bounce to Rod Wheatley, but he saw that Loving was streaming down the middle of the ground. And he's a very opportunistic goal kicker with Scott Loving. The start that East Perth wanted. Can it be a repeat of the second semi-final last quarter?
Up they go again. Egan and White clash in the middle of the ground. Miller bumped into Lewis. In goes Hancock. He's got a bandage around his forehead. And now back in the centre for Swan. Scrambled a kick about 20 metres downfield. Turnbull with him as Stone. Stone did very well. Edwards caught by Colbung. Hand pass fell short. Landed with Bond. Good kick. Beautiful vision. Found Miller from 50. Open goal square, but it's offline. And bounces through for a behind. East Perth have opened up with guns blazing in this final term.
And that little man, Peter Miller's the fella. He's got both the balls forward. He's determined.
He retired and has been brought back like a good racehorse. He's found form at the right time. 4 points in favour of East Perth. Spencer sizes up the options. Drop punt, good one. 55 metres from the side. White knocks it away. Chance here for McGovern. He runs onto it. Got a favourable bounce. Been a good player today. Kicks inside half forward. Up goes Johnson. With him Jones. Silcock, well done. Read it nicely. Clears away towards the wing. Swan and Lewis. Lewis, one-handed. Good ball control. Tried to paddle it back. He was bumped over. So Ferguson goes off the ground. Pios, can he trap it? Handball's in front of his body. Still he goes. Pios run down from behind by Guard. Holding the ball, the decision.
First one for the day, I think.
Just about.
Guard feeds McGovern from the middle. Long kick. Out there is Smith. Punched away by Barnard. Foot race on between Green and Faithful. Green leads and does it nicely, finessing, working in a confined space, kicks close to the white line, and Jones going back takes a finger tipper and keeps the ball alive.
Setting sun obviously a problem at the eastern end of the ground. Jones kicks back towards the half-forward line looking for White. Oh, terrific mark over the top.
He's inspired.
McGovern.
He's loved it up in the midfield.
Andrew McGovern. He will put this ball about 20 metres out, I would guess. But certainly will make life uncomfortable. Now he's got to wait for Ridley to get back in the square. Barnard won't let him go back. They need a mark here, Claremont. Murillo, the big leaper. Ferguson with the snap. Brad Smith almost the mark. Murillo wanted to soccer that, but it would have been kicking in danger. East Perth clear it away. That was well done. Good kick.
Silcock.
Well, you would have thought with the ball rolling around on the goal square like that, that there wouldn't have been time for someone to pick it up and think and kick with that control. But that was very cleverly done, and the throw-in is 45 metres out from the Claremont goal. East Perth are in front by 4 points. It's with Swan. He lost it and regains it. Murillo puts a big tackle on him. Out of play in the same position.
Claremont, the premiership side of the 90s. East Perth looking for their first since 1978. These two teams met in 1972. And East Perth the victors on that occasion. White knocks it down. Pack develops again. Lewis is there, bundled out of the way. And the umpire will have to separate those players. The binoculars are up. Looks like the grandstand at Ascot, Trev.
10 by 50.
Bounce favours White. Johnston there, though, to make a contest. Colbung and Pike shoulder to shoulder. Smith doing battle. Barnard calling for a taxi. And the umpire coming in to bounce again.
Man up on Pike and Lewis. Don't give them any latitude here.
No quarter given in this game so far. Awkward bounce. Pios and Murillo contest it. Comes down to Guard, who feeds Green close to the white line. Snaps it. Goal! Hit the post. It was a very good kick by Brendan Green.
From the left full forward pocket with the left foot on the run. Would have been a miraculous goal had he have got it.
Paul Pios to put it back into play. The lead is from Jeff White, although he's covered by Johnston. He's going to go short. Jones. Greg Jones kicks to half-back. Swan will fly close to the white line, pulls down the mark in front of Don Pike.
Swan is at right half-back. Kicks around the boundary line towards centre wing. Turnbull the target. Gilbert over the top. And there'll be a throw-in on East Perth's right centre wing. They lead 10-9 to 10-6. They've kicked the only goal of the final quarter as Murillo comes off and Harvey goes on for Claremont. Egan and Turnbull. Turnbull makes 5 metres. Thumps the ball along the boundary line.
War of attrition at the moment, Trev.
Yes, it's a game like it started in the first quarter, isn't it? The first 6 minutes of this quarter.
These two teams have only met twice in grand finals. East Perth have won both of them. 1936, when Jerry Dolan coached the team and Mick Cronin was the captain. And then again in 1972, when Mel Brown was the captain coach. And Verdon Howell coached Claremont that year.
I was in the grand final parade in 1972 driving a car and I burnt the clutch out.
3-point margin to the Royals. Throw-in is almost on their half-forward line. McGovern got it quickly to Egan. Egan kicks to centre wing. Well taken by Guard. He was surrounded, but he gets it to Pike. Pike kicks inside 50 metres. Ridley the target, and Ridley the mark.
Roger Perry indicating he couldn't see that football for the sun.
Todd Ridley, with the breeze at his back, is going to have a shot. He's kicked 5 goals this afternoon. His team trails by 3 points. He will kick from 50 metres. He's on a 45-degree angle. Breeze from right to left. Started it right. It's coming back. He's kicked it. 6 goals to Todd Ridley. He's been superb up there this afternoon. And Claremont are back in front.
Well, the game's not over yet, well and truly. Just 7.5 minutes of play and a 3-point margin. But if Claremont are to win the grand final, Todd really will be hailed as one of the real superheroes. And Jeremy Gard, the captain, who gave that hand pass back to Don Pike, they've just combined so brilliantly in the forward line. Unluckily there, Roger Perry lost it in the sun. Ridley's kick beautifully, allowed for the breeze very well.
The experience of Claremont, is that going to shine through in the last 20 minutes of this game? East Perth need to dig deep now. White knocks it down, gathered by Pike, kicked over, smothered. Pushed towards Egan, tried to hack it out of the air. Finally picked up by Pike, kicks to the 50, Faithful, knocked it away from Green. Lending support Johnston, tried to back away from Jones, got it away to Guard. Guard kicks upfield, but Perry reads it nicely. Took that on the half volley, wobbles it to half forward, the half back for East Perth. Picked up by Lewis, who goes for home, and he's got it. He's got 4 for the game. Chris Lewis put through a vital goal for the Tigers. 78 plays 69. East Perth now with a job ahead of them in this grand final.
Well, especially because that goal by Chris Lewis limping back to the centre will inspire his teammates. Jeremy Gard getting the ball forward again. Well done, Roger Perry, but the kick intercepted by Lewis, and he read it beautifully. He knew what to happen, ran to the 50 and delivered it beautifully. If that doesn't inspire you to come home and win the premiership, nothing ever will.
9 points the margin. The Tigers are in front. Miller out of the centre for East Perth. Kicks the ball inside 50. They're coming at it from all directions. Gorsey combines with Gilbert. Picked up by Jerome, who snaps at goal. The bounce is crucial. Loving was unattended. Bad mistake. Chris Lewis is having a word to Gilbert. Gilbert's explaining what happened. And Chris Lewis says, OK, let's get on with it.
Bit of tension there.
Oh, Daryl Panizza can't believe that would happen. 2 of his players colliding.
He could go grey this
It was
afternoon.
Gauzy's mark, and Gilbert went for it for some reason.
Spencer to bring the ball in for Claremont. He'll get the whistle. Kick straight to centre back. What a kick. This is Ferguson. Gee, he's been a terrific player in the finals. And now Lewis is loose on centre wing. He'll take White on. Turns him inside out. Kicks towards Ridley again. That's a free kick almost. It comes down to Harvey. Close to the boundary line. The throw-in is 30 metres away from the Claremont goal. Well, this is Claremont's 8th grand final in the last 10 years. They've won 4 of the 7 that have been completed. Kevin Worthington, he's got some thinking to do now. His team trails by 8 points. 10.5 minutes played in the final quarter of the grand final.
They need the next goal, East Perth. Jones with it straight down to Green off the side of the boot, though. It could favour Claremont. Ridley. Chance for 7. And when the roll of the dice is going your way, that's what can happen.
It just seems to be that Claremont has slightly superior fitness. Even if Ridley kicks this goal and makes it 14 points, I wouldn't still give East Perth away. They're a great fighting spirit, and they've just got to dig deep.
Well, he's kicking from 25 metres directly in front. The crowd will be
Claremont, the crowd
against him. Ridley drop punt is straight. Another one to the Tigers. He's got 7 now, Todd Ridley. They love it in the stands. He'd be starting to feel a little bit better, maybe.
The record in a grand final, Trev, is 9 by Eric Gorman with Swan Districts in 1963. I'm sure Todd Ridley couldn't care less about records, but he certainly kicked his team into a strong position, Trev.
Yes, and Brendan Green, who really has struggled with Mark Faithful most of the day, getting a bit of football late in this game, and you couldn't get it to a better player, Todd Ridley. Claremont have only had 4 goal kickers. Ridley's kicked 7 and Lewis 4. Ferguson and Pike singles, but the influence of Ridley indicates that how important he's been with his 7 goals out of just 13. Turnbull's got to do something for the Royals now.
He's on the ball. They've had 1 less scoring shot than East Perth, and they lead by 14 points as the ball's knocked forward by Marshall, and now Hancock. Here's a chance for Wallen. He's 55 metres out. It's a good kick. It's a goal. It's there. It's carried the goal line. East Perth strike back. East Perth are 11-10. Claremont at 13-6. 12.5 minutes played in the final quarter, and this grand final is alive and well.
Well, it's what the game demanded, basically, and you expected it was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, you did.
Andrew Walden, look at that kick from outside 50, 55 metres.
And what about the positioning of the Cappuccino? Right on the spot, wasn't he?
Yes, he had a great view of that. You could see that it carried by about 1 metre. Damien Hancock's coming off and Devon Perry back on. They're not out of it yet, the Royals.
8 points. Turnbull knows what he's got to do here. Hancock going down the race. Oh, big tap from Turnbull. He looked very determined, didn't he, before the bounce. Trovarello pushed away by Wallen. Lewis gives it away at close quarters to Green. He escapes, gets away from Bond, and picks out his mate, Gorsey. Like a pair of bookends, Gorsey and Green. Gorsey kicks towards the middle. McGovern is there and marks. He's been brilliant today. Inspired, goes over the top for Ferguson. Too far for him. Charging it at Silcock, and he goes down the centre of the ground. Over the head of Egan, coming down to meet at Swan. With him is Edwards, through the legs of Egan. Gives it away to Lewis, quick off the boot. It bounces to Miller, though, on the crest. He goes upfield to Loving. Danger here for Claremont. Loving uses it intelligently and finds White. White thought about going.
Look at Colburn.
Thought about it again.
It's 2-1 in the goal square for East Perth.
Now that's where he's going, but he's offline with that kick. He's going to score a behind, but I think he wanted to bring it around to the top of the square. He's registered 1 point. 14-10 gone.
I want to remind you that I took the draw in this game too, by the way.
Now Spencer's got nowhere to go.
He finally lays it off to Gilbert.
He's still got nowhere to go.
He's almost closed down by Jerome, but he got it out of the danger zone. Oh, Ferguson, courage mark. Great mark, James Ferguson. Threw himself at that. Pios coming down
again,
and that was brilliant.
Here's McGovern in the centre square. Egan is unattended. He goes by hand to Pike. Pike kicks high and long towards Harvey. Oh, he should have marked. He's outnumbered 2-1. Oh, tackle. Oh, no penalty.
Had to be.
Gee, you've got to umpire to the rules. I mean, you don't mind letting him go in the 50-50. John Anea with a report, I suspect, on Hancock.
Yes, thanks, Wally. Damien's in the doctor's room at the moment getting some stitches applied to the right eye. A very quick job.
Boundary throw in at left half forward for Claremont. Here's Lewis again. He turned into trouble. Gets the hand pass away to Green. Green's ball. It's out on the full. It can't be out holding the ball. The other 10 haven't been.
No, that's right. He's in a spot of bother there.
I think it's out on the full.
He's doing it very cleverly here, Brendan Green. He's held up play nicely.
Gets to his feet. The umpire's whistle's gone. What's happened? It's Perry who's going to get the kick. Now, I didn't see what happened to Brendan Green, but Claremont missed a very good opportunity to score then when Harvey dropped that relatively easy mark. Perry kicks the ball close to the boundary line. It's taken over. Well, I would have thought it had to be a mark or a free.
That could have been a free kick then because White threw it away.
Threw it away, exactly, TJ. Well picked up. Look at this.
It's going to be a throw-in. Now, it has to be...
No, I reckon it's the right decision. He juggled one side,
that's right.
Finished at the other.
I didn't notice the juggle, so... Throw-in is at left centre wing. Egan is there with Turnbull. Turnbull reaches over the top. Swan breaks the tackle from McGovern. Here come the Royals again. He's in the centre square and no one's chasing him. I don't think anyone can. Draws the player.
Oh, no.
Gets it to Wallen. It's broken up by Ferguson. Ferguson kicks down towards right centre wing. Guard gets to it on a nice bounce. He looks towards Johnson. Johnson's at right half forward. He'll be happy if that goes out. Jones is with him. And the throw-in is at right half forward for Claremont. 16 and a half minutes played. We're beyond that point. Claremont at 13-6-84. East Perth are 11-11-77.
A few empty seats there, but the crowd 29,500. A great response to our grand final today. Lyle at close quarters. Barnard caught from behind by Harvey. Got the hand pass in. Miller close to the ground. Gives it away to Silcock. He's played a good last quarter, Silcock, but that's not a great kick. He's kicked it up to half forward, but Edwards arrives and will clear it away. Back to half forward. Harvey's there. Silcock with him. Double-fisted into the path of Green. He's recovered okay. Might have only been winded. He kicks towards the square. Ridley and Perry off hands. Chance here for Barnard. Guard throws himself in.
Well,
did very well. That was great courage, Jeremy Guard. Now he gets it out. Danger man Lewis is there. Tries to get away from Perry. Feeds Ridley. Ridley, he's kicked 7. Ridley goes for home. He's missed.
Oh, should have done better, shouldn't he?
It's just the magic of a player like Chris Lewis that's creating these opportunities. Ridley could have just about finished the game there, one senses.
Yes.
It's still 8 points the difference. I will never, ever give this East Perth Royals team away.
18 minutes played. The kick is in the Turnbull direction. Egan will come from behind. Turnbull misses the mark. Goes off the ground as he usually does. Ferguson. Hand passes to no one in particular, but Lewis is lurking. Off it goes to Ferguson. Turns out of the tackle. Hand pass wasn't a good one. Perry took a long time to pick it up. Hurried clearing kick back to centre wing. Lands with Egan. He's got support behind him, but he doesn't realise he does now. McGovern has it. They can't chase him. Oh, there's trouble. He should go to Brad Smith. He doesn't. He goes to the square, and there's only Pios. Oh, it might be a goal. No, it's a touch. Gee, it was almost a goal. Oh. So.
Well, the crowd don't like that decision either.
Claremont at 13-8. East Perth are 11-11. The margin is 9 points. Nearly 19 minutes played. Pios brings it in. Turnbull is the target again. Egan over the top again, but this time Turnbull takes the mark.
Ryan Turnbull kicks to the members' wing. Ridley's here, coming down White. Got a fist in the nick of time to that, knocked it away from Ridley. Now he feeds it out wide to Turnbull. The big men combine well. The half forward and Loving. He's got to go. Turns on a small arc. Chips to half forward for Lyle. Up he goes. Knocked away by Green. Into the path of Bond. Bond finessing. Did it very well. Over the top now for Lyle. He'll take a good kick from this pocket. It's off the side of the boot.
Good tackle.
Absolutely sensational bump.
Yeah.
Stone. Well, he doesn't mind delivering a few, and he got there just in time.
He's as hard as Stone, isn't he?
That was a lot.
Gilbert hasn't had a great day. Just inside the boundary in the back pocket to half back. White set, should mark. Too far for him. Didn't judge it well enough. Knocked away from Lewis by Pios.
East Perth
Another boundary throw in.
East Perth will just need that touch of brilliance to generate the goal, won't they? You need something special now. Maybe a player like Sean Colburn could give that, or Scott Loving perhaps.
Shane Bond.
Time clock starts to become a factor now too, as Turnbull gets it down. Bond beaten for it by Marshall. Cleverly done by Neil Marshall. Kicks to half forward. Johnston over the top. The fist was from Jones. Into the path though of Pike. Caught by Silcock and dumped, but he got it inboard to Guard. Guard looks for Ridley. It's a good kick and a good lead. Oh, but a timely spoil from Perry. Ridley wants to go. He's caught, holding the ball for mine. Yes, it is.
He was unlucky, wasn't he? Just lost his footing.
Yes, he was away. If he could have got around Roger Perry, and that particular tackle even could yet see the Royals get up.
21 minutes gone, almost.
Here's Perry, right full back. The margin is 9 points. If you've just joined us, we've witnessed one of the classic WAFL Grand Finals. The kick around the boundary line, almost a marking there to Muir. Play goes on, taken by Miller, wobbles it to the boundary line, and Ferguson runs it over. The throw-in is at right centre wing for East Perth, members' side of the ground. East Perth in their first Grand Final since 1978. That was their last premiership. Claremont last one in 1993. Here's the throw-in with Turnbull opposed to Johnson. Lewis perhaps a little tiredly then. And Ferguson runs it out again.
I've got a feeling that North Melbourne also are playing in their first grand final next weekend since 1978.
Yes, I think you're probably right on that one, TJ.
And if Cronulla make it in the Rugby League, it's their first since 1978.
I'll watch
so work that out.
I'll watch ABC News tonight to find out.
It was a good knockdown then by East Perth. Lewis, I think, is tired. Perry misses with a hand pass, and Trovarello takes it out.
Deliberately.
Yes, players from both teams very tired.
This is where you've got to keep your discipline, though, and make sure you know where your opponent is on every occasion. Lyle and Bond are manning up there, 22 and 21.
Pike not on the ball. Oh, yes, he is, right there. Good tap down to Swan. Swan kicks high towards centre forward. Wheatley and Gilbert to the front of the pack. McGovern's overrun it. Picked up by Miller. Miller's hand pass is good to Colbung. Colbung's good to Perry. Perry goes across the top to Wheatley. It'll lead to Sid, and it does. Gilbert puts pressure on. The kick to the top of the goal square. At the back, it's Edwards. Close to the line. He got it out. Gee, Claremont a couple of times have spoiled one another back there, but they got away with it that time. Throwing it left full forward.
This is where they've got to cover all the exits, Claremont. They can't leave a player with half a metre.
Boundary throw in. Stone got up high. Pulled off the ball. Was faithful. In goes Swan. Perry. Bond it was, not Swan. And underneath all that, the crowd are just absolutely at fever pitch here. Another goal, and
so are the commentators.
The pacemakers will have to be turned off or up.
23 minutes gone, Trev.
White thumped towards the top of the square, but sharp by Lewis. Good evasion around Silcock. He kicks to half-back now. Out there is Guard. Jeremy Guard pushed off the kick, and he kicks it out of bounds on the full. Silcock did well. The other end of the ground, it was Warland, brought in for Pios. Pios has got a player loose in the middle. He ignores that. Broke away, made 10 metres. They want Girine, and they've got him. Oh, can you believe it? Who wrote this script? Who wrote this? Chris Girine. He's kicked 3. This will absolutely turn this crowd inside out. 24 minutes gone. It'll be 3 points the difference if he kicks it. He's kicking from 40. The drop punt is pretty good. It's close. It's a goal. 4 points to the Royals. He's got 4. It comes down to maybe the last few minutes now. They've played all season for this, Trev.
Well, yes, they have. And Rocky Girine there, just no player could get across. Paul Pios taking the chance by playing on. That's what you need to do now. Take chances and become a hero. No player could just get in the way of Rocky Girine then to cut across the lead.
Listen to the crowd. It's unbelievable.
Well, Lewis and Bond are in the middle. Who'll be smart enough to get it out?
Claremont lead by 3 points. 25 minutes played in the final quarter. Chance for Pike. Drives Claremont forward. Barnard should mark and does. Whoops-a-daisy. He plays on quickly. The hand pass went across to Roger Perry. He finds Walland on the defensive 50-metre line. Walland can go to Greg Jones. Johnston gets to him, but too late. Jones is at left half-back. East Perth in possession. The kick high to the centre. Yeah. Pike is there. Can't take the mark because Turnbull gave the contest. Pios is holding the ball. He lets it go. Muir crashes through the pack. Hand passes go to Green and then to Pike. Pike is 70 metres from goal. Pulls it back towards Ridley. Couldn't take the mark. Off the ground goes East Perth. And Barnard gets it out of play on the left half-back, or right half-back flank for East Perth.
We're coming up to 26 minutes. I reckon the quarter will go about 30. There's been 6 goals scored.
Boundary throw in just outside Claremont's 50-metre line. Johnston is there. Over the top, Jones. Taken by Guard. Hooks back towards full forward. Perry misses the mark. Off the ground go East Perth again. Will it go out? Yes, it does.
Perhaps lucky for the Royals.
Yes.
Now they've got to zone up. They've got to pick up every player.
Bit of emotion there.
Well, East Perth have got to try something here very shortly over the back.
Throw in 45 metres out from the Claremont goal.
Otherwise, this is what's going to happen for the next 2 or 3 minutes. You've got experienced players there, Don Pike.
And this is what happened in 1978.
Yes.
Exactly the same as this.
Same position on the ground, too.
Well, you'd remember. You've been at every grand final since 1800. Pios. Lyle.
It's out.
Swan. Spoilt by Ferguson.
Free
kick going back to Swan.
Pios is running on.
His kick to the members' wing. White sets. Bond in front of the pack, knocked out by Stone. 86 plays 83.
Listen to the crowd.
Claremont hanging on. East Perth surging forward on the members' side of the ground. Crowd at fever pitch at the moment. Turnbull behind, gets a big thump. Chance for Wallen, dispossessed and dumped. Lewis runs it over. And the umpire says throw it in.
Oh, it'd be a tough call to call that deliberate, but he didn't want to keep it in.
They edge a little bit closer. They're in between right centre wing and right half forward now, East Perth on the members' side. Turnbull, inspirational, take out of the ruck, kicks it upfield, coming down to meet it with Stone. He goes for the boundary and finds it. Been a courageous player.
That's the ruckman too, I think it's Stone.
Yes, he can't move.
Egan's down with cramp.
It's Egan, I'm sorry. Stone will have to take it, which will leave White free.
Gilbert's going to do it. So it's Gilbert against Turnbull. Turnbull, big thump, you'd expect that. Pike, bad bounce. Knocked away there by Stone, into the path of Lewis. Hand passes away when tackled by Perry. Picked up by Bond. He hooks to the square. They want to mark. Geraint at the back. In front, Spencer. Timely.
Oh, that could be the one.
Timely mark.
Gee, they should get Egan off the ground, I
He's
reckon.
hurt too, Spencer.
Egan's calling for the ball, but gee.
He couldn't go for it.
No, as soon as he makes an attempt at it. Now, Spencer's got no one to kick to. No one at all. He's coming in the Egan
Ferguson
direction.
will have to fly for this.
Egan's got to go. Oh, it's touched over. Gee, this is heart-stopping stuff. Claremont at 13-8-86. East Perth 12-11-83. 28 and a half minutes have gone in the final quarter of the 1996 grand final. The throw-in is at right half forward for East Perth. Devon Perry gets it to Braden Lyle. The kick goes inside half forward. McGovern and Edwards is there. That was almost a trip. It's gone out of play, but it's within scoring distance now.
Now they want a bit of magic. Tim Johnston's come up on the ball for Claremont. He's got to get in front.
Just flick it over the back.
Throw in is 25 minutes.
Watch what White does here.
25 metres around from the goal. White to the goal square. McGovern was there. Stone has it. Feeds it out. Chance for Gilbert. Big pack. Bounce down.
Crowd are out of their seats.
25 metres out from East Perth's goal. Over 29 minutes are gone. Just 3 points the difference.
The time clock. The enemy of East Perth, but they're in their forward zone. 3 points. A goal here, a snap out of the pack would win it for them. Turnbull, he's been inspirational. Chance for Geraint, tackled by Gorsey. Hand passed away just in time. White, Wheatley, 40 out, pulls back on goal. It's sailing goal, but it won't reach. Up they go, lovely almost That's not enough.
Oh, heavens above.
86.
How would you be if you're a coach?
86 plays 84.
I have never seen a game on such an emotional high the whole way through as this one.
I hope they're watching from the Sunday paper, who didn't give it a spot on the back page today.
Yeah, amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Edwards has taken the mark. He's holding them up. The time clock running down. 30 and a half gone. It must be very close to full time here. Claremont have hung on very determinedly.
Oh.
At the back, Jones knocks away. This could be the last blast of the blasted bugler. He hand-passed up in the air, Miller. Oh, Pios got rid of it in a hurry. Guard's got it.
Oh.
He hand-passed out in front of Trovarello. Knocked away by Silcock. Now Claremont have got it up the right end as far as they're concerned. Silcock bundled out of bounds. Trovarello working in a confined space. He's in a tent.
Oh, I think they've held on now, Claremont.
Peniza, no fingernails.
They should have held on now. It's 31 minutes gone.
6 goals kicked in total.
Jones caught. Hand passes upfield. Lyle is there. But Muir did enough to force the boundary throw in.
They'd take at least 30 seconds to get it up there now.
Just 2 points the margin. 31 minutes, 20-odd seconds played. Boundary throw in, Egan up high, but it comes straight down to Faithful to Miller. Pulled off the kick. Could this be the last chance for East Perth? Stone traps the bouncing ball. Gets it away coolly to Trovarello. And Trovarello kicks towards full forward, but Pios. There it is. There's the siren. Claremont have won an amazing grand final. And the East Perth players are distraught as Claremont celebrate. They have won the 1996 grand final. 13 goals, 8, 86 to East Perth, 12 goals, 12, 84. There's Daryl Peniza, the victorious coach.
The pressure's off.
Claremont have won the 96 grand final by 2 points. After trailing at quarter time by 9 points, half time by 11 points, they had been...